girls and I are all here. Say hi, girls. It is Sunday, January 3rd. It's late. We had some little bit of weather overnight, so we have a little bit of thin layer of snow, but I think it rained or sleeted on top of that, so we have icy conditions. We will not be going out this morning or asked us over tonight. We'll see if the weather's good. If it's okay to go, we'll go. The dogs love to go over there. She gives them peanut butter. But I woke up with a headache. I have like a sinusy headache, and it was warm and cozy in my bed, and I did not want to get out of bed. So I didn't, which is why it is extremely late today. And then I took my shower, and then I put my fleece on. So I'm wearing my fleece. I have worn a sweater that I knit almost every day this winter. I've been really happy about that, but it's not a challenge or anything. So when I decided I wanted to be like super, super warm, I wear this. I have a couple of fleeces. Most of my warm stuff is hand knit, and I can intend for that to continue. But, so, I forgot to I was going to take a couple Advil. I thought the shower would clear up my sinuses, and it did a little bit, and the coffee will too. Could be a caffeine headache. Who knows? We'll find out. Good morning. Good morning in my Tui mug. Anyway, I'm okay. My headache's going away, and it'll be fine. If I got up and took some Advil, it'll be fine sooner. So it can't be that bad, or I would do that. So I shouldn't even talk about it. I'm not going to do anything about it. I worked on my books last night. I was trying to figure out what my, thing, why I didn't do the first book yesterday, and I was afraid. I was afraid. Let's face facts. I was afraid. But I put on my big girl panties and said, it's just embroidery. It's just embroidery. So I did my first 2 books last night, and I posted this on Instagram. I said, this is what room to improve. This is room to improve. But I'm going to outline them, and I think they will look fine. This is Saks for 33 degrees, and this is mulberry for 50 degrees. The mulberry looks very gray, but it's actually mulberry, kind of a purpley. And look at my cute needle holder. Way back, cast your mind back, those of you who've been with me for a while, when I started cross-stitching, I bought this at for the first shopping trip cross-stitching. I bought this, and I bought, and I bought a pattern and all the floss to make that Prairie Schooler Santa, which I had been keeping in this ring, and I took out of this ring because this is the only embroidery hoop I have. I don't know do people even embroider with these kind of hoops anymore? I don't even know. Anyway, I bought this needle holder thinking, how cute. And it is. It's adorable. And then I discovered that I don't actually cross stitch in a embroidery hoop. I hold it in my hand and I sew it. And when you hold it in your hand without the hoop, it doesn't work to have a needle minder like this. At least for me, it didn't. So I never used it. It was still in the bag. The bag was a little chewed because somebody had gotten into it at some point. But I'm using it, so that's fun too. So it is my intention to outline my books. So I think those books will improve with an outline. And this, if I keep doing it, which is always a question, you know, but if I keep doing it, by the time I get to New Year's Eve of 2021, I'm going to be an embroiderer, at least a satin stitch embroiderer, although I may try other stitches. All the books don't have to be the same. I can do what I want. Mary Beth is of the Crafty Toads. She's doing it, but she's doing all of her books 2 colors, a color for the low and a color for the high. She may find that some of her books are all the same color. Well, I don't know how wide her ranges are, so who knows. But that'll be fun to see. She's doing the cross stitch, so that will also be fun to see the cross stitch going, because I thought about starting them both. But I didn't do that, but it's not too late. But I will admit to not so fleeting thoughts last night while I was doing that Saks colored book for the 4th time. That maybe I should just go switch to cross stitch and call it a day. Well, I wasn't sure, you know, I wasn't sure about my floss. The flosses I got for my Advent, the silk flosses that I got for my Advent are very, very, very fine. They were called 6 thread or something like that. And I did not do any research. I said, oh, and I thought about embroidery floss, which is 6 strands. This is not. This is tiny, 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 tiny. This is the mulberry. It doesn't look like this color, does it? It looks gray. But this is the mulberry. This is the second color on the second book. But so this is so fine. So I started out by like quadrupling it, thinking that'll be thicker, it'll be easier. It wasn't. This is so fine. So then I just ended up just doing it, and you know, 4th time's the charm, which is way better than my wrap, which took 7 times. So anyway, I felt much better, and I only did the second book 1 time. I had watched a video, I forget who it was. It was just like the first how to do a satin stitch video that I came to on YouTube, and it worked out great. And I'm actually not unhappy with that. I mean, I mean, it looks a little rustic. I'll give you that, a rustic. But if all my books look kind of like that and I outline them, I think it'll be a lovely piece. But I'm imagining when I get down here, my books will look different. So, and I'm going to wait until I have more skill to do anything with the actual bookshelf itself. I'm worried, you know, I want that to look, you know, good. But I might outline the books today. When I do my 3rd book, I might outline it. And it is crummy weather, so it's possible that we don't take a walk. And if we don't take a walk, then I'm just going to take the temperature or whatever they say Downingtown is. I'm north of Downingtown a little bit and always cooler, so I'll just ask Dennis, you know, 1:30, what's the temperature? I just use that. And if someone in the future is looking to that to see what the climate was like in 2021, I don't think it's going to make any difference if I'm off by a color on a few of my books. Anyway, so that started out very frustrating and very demoralizing. Well, demoralizing is a bit strong. Frustrating, and, you know, I really did think about going to the cross stitch. And I did take it out at least 2 times, and I think 3 times, the first book. And then it just worked. So I guess it's just, you know, like if I had done what I said I was going to do, i.e. practice, I think it would have gone fine. So I just practiced on that first book. But I'm going to outline the books, and so that'll be fun. So I'm a little, you know, a little excited about that. I'll talk to Christy about it tonight when we get home from Aura and Garland's. Aura's. If we end up going. But, and I'll see. talk about stitches and things. See what's going on with that. Try to, and maybe I should practice a few stitches before I put them on in my library. But I like back stitching my counted cross stitch, the outline. And so I think I'm going to do that with the books. I got a color for that too. Kind of outline them all in the same color. But then I worked on my sweater. That stitch marker in the middle there is where, the one on the top is where I dropped a stitch. And I'm gonna have to fix that. The one in the middle is where I was yesterday when last we spoke. I was somewhere around there, up here. It hangs low. I was just starting this yellowy part here. So this is what I've done since. I'm loving, loving, loving my sweater. I'm really liking it a lot. I'm looking forward to wearing it. I'm gonna save a couple of the really gorgeous Megan colors for the collar, because the collar is the dramatic part of this, and I want to make sure that I have the ones I haven't already used. I'm saving them. Any I come across now, I'm saving for the dramatic collar, because her colors are so gorgeous. But the Toad's colors are working in there so beautifully too. I'm really excited about it. So I'm happy with my sweater, and I'm enjoying knitting it. I just put a audio book on YouTube, Agatha Christie, Ms. Marple's Last Cases. They're like short stories, but read by Joan Hickson for the most part. And I just listened to a book and knit. And it was a good night. And, but I just couldn't get out of bed this morning. It was so toasty warm in my bed until I had a slight little hot flash, and that made it easier to get out of bed. Just a little tiny one. I don't usually have them, so. Anyway, so that was it. And my plans for today are to do a book, Craft with Christy, outline some books. My Maisie girl just showed up. Okay. There she is. There she is. And I don't know what else. Oh, I went to I mailed my packages yesterday. It was hilarious. Danielle knew I was sending her a package before the video was up. She's got this app on her phone that tells her when anybody puts her address, like in a package thing for the post office, that she's going to get a package. So you can't surprise her with a package through the USPS because they tell her. So anyway, my video hadn't even uploaded when I went to the post office, and my laptop went to sleep, so it stopped. So it didn't get uploaded till after I got home from the post office, and she already knew she was getting a package. But so I sent her package. I sent 2 packages and 2 checks, and I feel like, phew. I guess I let the mail sit around and marinate till it really feels like a burden. Like I really need to do this. I should have done it before. People are waiting for their stuff or whatever. Then it feels so good when I do it. And all I did was go to the post office. Well, I made some packages and went to the post office. This is not a big deal. See, but if you turn everything into a big deal, then when you get it done, you've done a big deal. See, unlike, I mean, so it's like, I have to clip my nails, that's going to be like a big event today. I clip my nails and get my nails looking good. That's the size of the kinds of things that have to get done around here. Like a dust. Anyway, so that was pretty funny. So Danielle already knew she was getting something. She just didn't know why. Thank you again, everyone, for participating and telling me about your plans for New Year's and hopes, and I appreciated it. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. So, anyway, that's my big news. I started my embroidery. Hey. I did that much. Well, that's the beauty of it. You know, you just do a little. You do a little and then you go on. And if you feel like doing more, you can work on the bookcase itself, which is a bigger part of the project. But, you know, it can be done at any time. So that worked out great. So that's it for me. It's already late. I will let you all go. And I will go copy this over and take some Advil and hope that we do not get too much more ice. I think that would be better for everybody if we didn't get too much more ice. But it is, you know, COVID Sunday, so hopefully people aren't out and about too much. And I hope they brinded the roads in case people do have to be out. Anyway, ramble. Take good care of yourselves. I'm going to go take some Advil, and I will be perfectly fine. And I already feel better. I do. Thank you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. And I'll show you my next book. Yay! Stay safe and stay sane.